Hey, what's up? How you doing out there? We are live streaming this. We will go back and edit for the podcast. This is Coach AV Tech, podcasting on podcasting. This is a beginner-friendly podcast for my students and for beginning interested podcasters out there that want to know how to get into it. What are the steps? And we've already covered everything up to recording, planning, recording, editing. So here we go for this podcast. We're going to start with a cold open. Yeah, that's where we get the hook in there. And then we'll put our music in later. A little short intro music, the same as our outro, and then we'll have the podcast. So yeah, here we go. The big idea here is an episode isn't real until it's published. So in 3, 2. Most people think podcasting starts when you hit record. It doesn't. Podcasting starts when you publish. Let's do that again. I got something blocking my little talking points there. Let's try this again. Take 2. Cold open. 3, 2. Most people think podcasting starts when you hit record. It doesn't. Podcasting starts when you hit publish. This is Coach EV. I can't talk. Wow. Got a fun on the live stream there. All right, 3, 2. Most people think podcasting starts when you hit record. It doesn't. Podcasting starts when you hit publish. This is Coach AV Tech. We're podcasting on podcasting. And there you have it. We'll cut this part out and we'll go into the talking points here, which we'll kind of scroll through and kind of ad-lib it here. So let's start by this. We come out of this. Okay, we're podcasting. You've already planned your podcast, recorded clean audio, edited it for clarity, and now you got to publish. Because it's not a podcast until you publish. It's just for you to listen to and maybe share with a couple friends off your device. If you want to share it globally, you have to publish to a platform. That makes your episode accessible to listeners, not just you and your friends. Let's take that finished file and turn it into a real episode. What does publishing actually mean, though? Publishing includes a few things. 1, uploading your audio or video file. You're going to add a clear title and description. You're going to add some artwork. That's for your thumbnails. You're going to make this episode available on multiple listening platforms. Publishing is not promotion. We're going to talk about that in episode 7. Publishing is access to your podcast, so it can be shared, it can be listened to on the worldwide interwebs. Let's talk about podcast hosting, RSS feeds, and distribution. You don't upload your episodes separately to every platform. Podcast via Apple or Spotify or Amazon Music. You upload them to a platform, and right now I'm using Spotify for creators, but there are many out there, and we'll go over those. But that platform then creates what's called an RSS feed. An RSS feed is just a delivery system. It automatically sends your uploaded podcast to multiple or as many listening platforms as you connect to it. Whenever you upload your published episode to like Spotify for creators, and you've connected this RSS feed to other platforms, it automatically uploads to those, give and take a few hours sometimes. It just depends on, what your settings are in each platform. When your RSS feed is connected, your hosting platform pushes that podcast out to places like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music, so listeners can find your show wherever they listen. There are more than that, but those are the big 3 I use. This way, you just upload once, and your RSS feed does the rest. Why this matters? Well, you don't manage each platform separately. Your host handles the distribution for you, and new episodes update everywhere automatically. There are some tweaks between the platforms when you get to the different ones about episodes and about series and things like that. We'll talk about those in later episodes, but for right now, just focus on getting it to a platform that gets your podcast out there on an RSS feed. Publishing through a host plus an RSS feed is how your podcast gets to the world, and that's what we're talking about today. Let's talk about the different platforms from beginner to professional. For beginners, we've got Spotify for Creators, formerly Spotify for Podcasters. It's best for first-time podcasters, students, simple workflows, nothing messy. It's free, easy setup, and there are minimal tech barriers to it. Some of the cons, there's a little bit of limited customization and some fewer advanced analytics. So if you're looking to monetize your podcast, this is a good place to start, but it's better for the professionals to use other ones. We have the budget or the growing creators. You've got Buzzsprout, Podbean. They're best for consistent publishing, growing shows. They have better analytics, more control, wider distribution. There is a monthly cost, though, and some learning curves when you upload. Let's look at the professional level ones. Libsyn, Captivate. They're best for long-term shows, advanced workflows. They're industry trusted. They're built to scale up or down, and they have advanced analytics. This is for the marketers out there, the people interested in monetization. The cons, it's paid only. It's more complex than beginners need. Go back to the free ones until you find out you really want to do this. Don't start paying for things until you know you want to do this. Professional platforms don't make your podcast any better, though. They support it once your workflow is solid. So get that workflow solid. Some of that workflow, file prep, export as an MP3. Sometimes you can do WAV, WAV, or MP3. Check your volume levels. Name your files clearly so you know the episodes. Listen to them one last time before you publish. This is a big thing. I've made mistakes, and if you go back and listen to my previous episodes here, you'll find those mistakes where I didn't listen to it entirely through, and so there were mistakes made. I left them in. This is a learning podcast on podcasting, not a perfect podcast. Remember, we're not going for perfection. We're going for consistency here. Your publishing mindset. Your first publish won't be perfect. We just talked about that. Early episodes are learning reps. You're getting better with each episode. Momentum comes from finishing. Confidence comes from pressing publish, not waiting to be perfect. Remember that. Some common mistakes we make. Waiting for perfection. Overthinking settings. Uploading without checking playback. Letting fear delay progress. These are all viable mistakes. They're all mistakes people are going to make. You're going to make possibly. Hopefully this podcast helps you avoid that. Publishing is the difference between planning a podcast and actually having one. Your action steps here. We're going to publish one episode. You've recorded, you've edited. Even if it's a short one, publish one episode. Then listen to it on your phone. Listen to it in your car. Learn from the process. What was good? What needs improvement? What was terrible? What do you need to cut out? What sounds great? What sounds bad? Just be your own worst critic there and take notes. But remember, your next episode's not going to be perfect either. And if it is, good, well done, great. Once we get it published, now we got to look at what's next. And a podcast nobody hears doesn't grow. Our next episode is about promotion that makes sense. How do you promote on the platforms? How do you use social media, friends, family, contacts, all the way up to the big, Facebook, X, Instagram? How do you promote it so that your workflow gets out there? We want it out there. We don't want to just have it on our phone. You may. That's great. But for me, I want to make sure people are listening and they're learning. This is Coach AV Tech. We're podcasting on podcasting. And cut. There we have it. We got an episode out there. We're going to go back and get the video and see what happens. Thanks for checking us out. We'll be probably live again tomorrow, weather permitting in this week. We'll see how many we get out. All right. Thanks again.